Hey guys, another video for Son Goku here. So this is going to be the yellow one that's going to be coming out. It's the skillless Goku, so a lot of the package here that you'll be playing is skillless. Very much resembling the skillless from set 6, I believe, where you're able to use the Dragon Balls to be able to produce skillless cards. The only difference is you're not going to be playing the Adventure Begins, which is the old Goku that lets you add a 4-star ball to your from your deck to your hand. But you will be using a 4-star ball in this deck, so that's just an FYI. It's also a yellow leader, so you'll be able to use a lot of the good yellow cards in this archetype as well. So let's get right into it. So what the leader does is once per turn or activate main, you get to look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add a Son Goku Childhood or an Earthling card that is both yellow and an energy cost of 4 or less. So a lot of the Earthling cards that you will be adding to this deck is usually going to be cards like Bora. So I'll go through here. So Bora here is a 20k, 2k drop that you can add to your hand. Another one you can add is Krillin 2. He's also an Earthling that you can add off your leader ability. But you also have Korn as well, and you also have Mercenary Tao, who is also an Earthling. There's all these good targets. The one you'll really want to have in your opening hand is going to be this Upa here, because this Upa is going to be able to play the Bora on the following turn in rest mode. By having it in rest mode, you're able to play things like this Goku right here. On turn 2 to be able to play himself, add a card from your life to your hand, and he awakens at 6. So if you have 6 or less life and you have a yellow skillless card in your drop area, draw 2 card and then awaken. So that's how he awakens. On the backside, he reduces the Grandpa's Heirloom, the 4-star ball, activate main and battle. He reduces it by 1 on your opponent's turn. So let's read what that does. So this card says activate main or battle, limit 1, pay 1 yellow energy. But if your leader's on the backside, you don't pay anything. Only if it's your opponent's turn. If your leader is a Goku Childhood, that is not a Great Ape, or a Shenron card, play a yellow skillless battle card with an energy cost less than or equal to your energy from the deck or the drop. So this means that if you were to somehow have your skillless cards in the drop area, you can play them from the drop area, basically have a free battle card. If you don't have any skillless cards in your drop area, you can just play it from the deck. So by turn 3, you can pretty much play out Mercenary Tao, who is a 30k vanilla basically for free. All you have to do is pay one, or all you have to do is pitch this card from your hand, and then you're able to play this card. The leader also has an ability to be able to interact on your opponent's turn. It says whenever you play a yellow originally skillless battle card, so original means that the card didn't lose its skill via negation. It just means that the card was printed as skillless. If you play a card on your opponent's turn, or even on your turn, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards or unison and negate its skill for the turn. So anything that doesn't have barrier but does have like double strike or triple strike or quad strike, you can just play a skillless card using the heirloom right here, and then you'll be able to play a skills card, and then with your leader ability, be able to negate the skill. So it has sort of like a Vegeta's Final Flash inbuilt into the leader, except it doesn't ignore barrier. But if you do play a skillless card on your turn, you get to draw a card. So this guy doesn't draw a card when you swing, so that's kind of the downside of this leader. But the upside is being able to produce a lot of basically able to swarm the board using very few energy. And your main finisher in this deck is going to be Goku Duel with the Assassin. If it reads, if you play this card, you add a heirloom. He's also a dual attack. When you do play him, you add the heirloom from your drop to your hand, and then you also choose 2 of the battle cards or unisons on your opponent's side, ignoring barrier, and switch them to rest mode. So such things as the Majin Buu unison, even though it's only at 1, it's still predominantly being used in blue decks. It has the ability to bottom deck a card, and it also has the ability to block. So this card right here is able to negate the Boo Unison, and you're able to just do a lot with this. And being a dual attack 25k is really good, but you combo this card with the Korn's Teacher of Fighting. This is a card that if you play him when your opponent has 3 or more energy, you get to play a yellow non-Great Ape Son Goku Childhood with an energy cost of 5 from your hand. So you do play the duel with the Assassin Goku, and then he gets all your Son Gokus with 5 or more 10k power for the entirety while he's face up. So having a 35k dual attack is really strong in this deck, and you can only literally you can do that for only 2 energy. So using the 2 energy to play offense, and using the 2 remaining energy on turn 4 to be able to play defense, such as riposte, is pretty vital to this deck. You also have the ability to use the card design of the set, which is to play Goku's Kamehameha. If it's placed in the battle area, you choose all of your battle cards with Son Goku in his name, and it gets +5 for the power of the turn. So this means that if you swarm the board with Goku somehow, or you have a bunch of dual attackers, they'll be able to swing in for 5k each time. Additionally, you can remove this card from the game, choose up to one of your opponent's skill list cards, and then KO at the end of the turn, which is really weird because most cards nowadays, especially if they want to be competitive, KOs right away when it's played. This one says that if you remove from the game, you get to choose something with skillless, KO at the end of the turn, which is really different. Additionally, you can activate this during the battle and remove this card from the game. Choose one of the cards with Goku in its character name, and it gets +10k power and critical for the battle. So if you're swinging with the Duel of the Assassin, it'll get 10k additional on top of Korin, so he can go to 45k critical, and that's really good for only 3 energy. And so yeah, anyways, and then I play the Mercenary Tau here, which is one of those cards that pretty much doesn't generate you an advantage, but what it does is that it searches all the Dragon Balls out of your deck and your drop area, and then you get to add it back to your hand. So the reason why it's not a +3 is because you have to place 2 cards from your hand to the bottom of the deck, and then KO one of your yellow Bora cards. So it's going to be a neutral rather than any pluses. Okay, so we're going to do a play-by-play here just to show you guys what it does. Oh, I forgot to also mention, this card also lets you combo things in rest mode as long as it's an original yellow skillless card in combo. So it kind of reminds me of the SS4 Gogeta mechanic where you're able to combo red stains in rest mode. This one lets you combo red skillless cards in rest mode. So we're going to, without further ado, we're going to actually play the deck. The card we want to keep here is this guy because he's going to be our main finisher. We're going to add this to our hand, keep this in our hand, and keep these two in our hand. But we still need Upa. Upa is going to be able to play our Bora from our deck. So we are going to mulligan these 3 cards away. Okay, looks like we drew the Upa, and this is going to allow us to be able to play the Bora literally on turn 2. Okay, we're all set up here. Since we already have 2 copies of this, we don't need 2 copies. We also don't need Korin as well in this early game. We only play 2 copies of Korin because it's not needed too much. It just gives a Sensu Bean to the leader for 1 energy. It's also a blocker. For now, we won't need Korin. We're just going to charge Korin here. And from here, we're going to play the Upa. So the Upa reads, you get to add, when this card is played, you choose a Bora, a yellow Bora from your deck, send it to the warp, and then it plays it. So it has kind of like a come and play, it comes in play on the next turn. And this is going to enable some of your combos. Since you are going first, this is really good because then you can generate a +1 by using its activate main. Your leader is able to activate main on the first turn, so this allows you to generate a +1. We're going to add this Goku because we're going to need this to add more Dragon Balls to our hand. And it also helps us take life as well, so we're going to add this one. Okay, and then we just pass here. Okay, they're going to attack us. We're going to take the damage because we want to be able to awaken. And having 7 life allows us to awaken by just playing this Goku. So if they do attack us, don't Z-charge this guy. Okay, so we take the damage here, and now we're drew into another Upa, which is a vanilla. Okay, cool. And then they pretty much gonna pass, and then we're gonna draw. We're gonna charge the Upa here. Bora is gonna come into play here in rest mode because that's what this latent ability does at the start of my next turn. And then now I can play the Goku here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play the Goku here to search for the Dragon Balls. It says if I have a skillless 2 costs in my field, I can play this guy for 1 energy, take a life, which I will do, and then add a Dragon Ball. I'll add the Dragon Ball here. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to use the leader ability here to look at the top 5 cards of my deck. And then I'm going to add Mercenary Tau. Okay, so this Mercenary Tau also does the same thing too. I can also do the same thing as Goku, play it for 1 energy and take a life. But I'm already at 6 life, so I won't be needing it. Unless I have Frieza's army reinforcements to go down to 5, I won't be needing to play this guy just yet. He has the same ability as Goku, except he recycles. And he also KOs a battle card that's skillless on your opponent's side. So if you guys remember on the back side of this, if you play a vanilla card, you're able to negate skillless. You're able to negate an opponent's battle card. And then if you do play Mercenary Terrell, he'll be able to KO You'll be able to KO the skillless card just by playing it for 1 energy. It's also a nice 20k base, so it's really good. Goku is a dual attack if you do have 4 Dragon Balls, but we won't be using that ability just yet. So we get the Mercenary Tau here. And now we're going to need a skillless in the drop area. The way you play a skillless in the drop area is just by simply playing this card right here. So we're going to charge Goku here, and the reason why we want to charge this Goku instead of the Upa is because Upa is the skillless card that we're going to need to awaken. And since we didn't draw any of the Upa here, we're going to use the Heirloom, and then we're going to discard the Upa, and then draw 2. Okay, perfect. So we have our SCR ready, and we do have an extra card in our drop area. This is we paid the 1 energy for the Goku. From there, we're going to awaken. Now that we have everything out, we can awaken here. So let's awaken. Alt face, draw 2. Okay, so now the show is on the road. So from here, we're going to pay 1 energy. We're going to play the Heirloom. The Heirloom is going to be able to play another Bora from our deck or a drop. So that's what we'll do. We'll play the Bora here from our deck. And then since we played a skillless card, we can negate any of our opponent's cards and then draw a card if it's our turn. Okay, so now we have a Shenron here. So this Shenron here is able to play Bora from the drop area just by resting him. And this is really good because it has barrier and it also has 25k, so it's really hard to get rid of. But you can play this card when you have 3 or more energy, so we'll wait until turn 3 to play our Upa on the next turn to play the Shenron for free. Okay, so from here you're just going to start swinging. 15k, 20, maybe even combo the way the Bora here. And then you can attack with this and then keep it up. So we'll just keep up this board right here. If you're playing against a deck that likes to remove cards such as green, it's actually not so bad to combo away these cards so that you can just put them off the board. But you don't mind losing these guys because they're able to come back. Okay, cool. And then we're going to pass turn, and then we're going to start turn again. Okay, on our opponent's turn, remember that if your opponent tries to do anything crazy, like a double strike, you can just simply use the reduction ability to play the Heirloom. And the Heirloom is going to be able to play a battle card from our deck. So let's do that. We're going to play the battle card from our deck. We're going to play our last Bora here. And then this is going to be able to negate our opponent's skill on their side. So if it's a double strike going for you, we're going to take 2 more damage just because we can go down to 4 in case they rush us. And then let's say they remove the Bora for some reason and the Goku, just so we have some sort of like realness to this game. Okay, and then we're going to draw for turn. So we already charged the corn here, and we only have 1 more copy. So we're gonna keep that in our hand. Okay, we're gonna charge a Mercenary Tau here. Okay, from here we're gonna pay 1 energy to play the Upa. Upa is not gonna be able to play anything from our deck because we ran out of all of the Boras. So what we're gonna do instead, we're going to play the Shenron here for 1 energy, and then since we play both of these cards out, we can just rest the Shenron here, and then play the Bora from our drop area. So now we have 3 Boras. This will be able to allow us to negate an opponent's battle card. And then from there, draw a card because we did play a skillless. Okay. And then from here, we can swing with most people here. Yeah, swing with everybody. Even combo away this Upa since we won't be needing it. And then from here, we can just pay the 1 energy here to play the Mercenary Tau. The Mercenary Tau will be able to KO that battle card that we just negated. And then from here, we can add a Dragon Ball from our drop. So let's add the Dragon Ball. Okay. So now that we have the 3 energy up, we can use this card on our opponent's turn for 0 energy to play the Mercenary Tower from our deck. So we're going to keep this energy open so that we can play Power of the Super Saiyan. And then we also have Riposte if we do draw into it. We did not. So we're just going to attack for 20k and then 15k and then not draw a card. Okay, cool. And then so our turn passes over. They're going to try to swing in with the battle card. You can just go Power of the Super Saiyan, draw a card to rest the guy. You do have, we just drew into a super combo, which is really nice. We can also Sensu Bean our guy too. So we can play Corn here to Sensu Bean our leader up. We can combo the Boras in rest mode because that's what our leader is able to do. Place the Bora in the drop. Activate the Heirloom. Negate a battle card skill with our leader ability by playing Mercenary Tau from our deck. Okay, so we have a 30k battle card coming up. Okay, so you guys kind of have the idea of how this deck works. We're tapped out, but it does have interaction. If they try to go hard, you have this Goku and Piccolo, and you also have the freezes army reinforcement. So you have all points of negation. It plays really good offense and plays really good defense. The Corrin also has blocker too, so it's block with Corrin here, and then yeah, and then this is a 25k, so I can't imagine it them wanting to try to get rid of it. It does have barrier as well, so that's really good. Okay, so they pass their turn, we draw for turn, we drew our Swift Retaliation Cooler. We're just gonna charge this card right here. Okay, so now that we have 4 energy here, this is our kill turn, basically. So we're going to just swing with everybody. We can even play the Bora here from our drop area with our Shenron ability. This allows us to negate one of their opponent's battle cards and KO it. And then we'll KO it with Mercenary Tau. Yep, pretty much attack with everybody. And then attack with leader. Okay, so from here you can do something like pay 2 energy. I would imagine we're gonna find the core in here. The core in here only costs 1, so I overpaid. Okay, the Corrin's gonna be able to put this in our Z energy still. Okay, so with the Corrin ability, since we do have your opponent does have 3 or more energy, you can play the Goku here. And this Goku here is able to add a Grandpa's heirloom to our hand. So we're gonna add the heirloom back. Okay, and this Corrin is going to give this guy a +2 or +10. So this is going to be a 35k dual attack. It also allows you to choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards in unison, ignoring barrier. So yeah, you could choose like the Blue Unison or any unison, and then negate their skills, and then you can attack. Yeah, basically negate their skill, ignoring barrier, and they can attack with this guy basically twice. So you have a dual attacker. And they can leave the 2 energy open for defense. I don't see in a way that we can defend pretty well unless we draw cards. What we can do is we can pay the 1 energy here to send off our last Z energy, and then we can play the Mercenary Tau. We can play the Mercenary Tau here, and this Mercenary Tau allows us to KO the Bora on the board here. So that's what we'll do, and then we can bottom deck 2 cards from our hand. So let's bottom deck something like Shenron right here. We don't really need the Shenron. And we can also bottom deck the Mercenary Tau. And this allows us to add 3 Dragon Balls. So we can go through our deck, add all of the Dragon Balls to from our deck to our hand. And the reason why we want to do this is to deck in, but we also want to activate this card too to send the Borer off to the drop area so that we can draw 2 cards. Okay, so now we are able to see our riposte, and so this riposte here is able to pretty much stall the game even more. And then our heirloom can be activated for free on our opponent's turn to be able to play the Mercenary Tau as well. So we have a lot of points of interaction here. The Mercenary Tau can also be able to swing as it is at 15k, so we'll do that. So we have this really wide board on turn 4, and then we'll have a riposte to negate, and then we also have super combos, and we have another one. We have another super combo. So we have all 4 super combos from our deck, and we only have 17 cards in our deck. So as you can see, this deck is really fluid and is really, I feel like it's really consistent because of the way it draws. So yeah, yeah. I think we've already gone through all of the strategies in this deck just to show you guys what it does. Yeah, I've already looked at everything. The only thing we haven't done is use the Z Kamehameha. So let's say we have another turn here. We can find the cards. We do have the Z Kamehameha here, or we have the Goku's Kamehameha. So we're just going to pretend that we have that. And then we can give all our Gokus +5k. If our Corn still if our Corn gets eliminated somehow because it doesn't have barrier, we can play another Goku. We can play another Corn from our Z battle to play yet another Goku. And then this Goku is going to get basically another 10k. And then on top of that, this Kamehameha pumps him up by another 5. Okay, and then now you have like this 40k dual attack Goku. Yeah, so you can attack him twice, 40k, pay the 1 energy to send this off, give a critical. You guys get the idea. So this deck's pretty simple to learn, I would say, and it's also really powerful too. So yeah, definitely look into playing this leader, as it is a yellow leader. I think it's a little bit more stronger than Baba is, just because it's able to produce so much battle cards and also be able to draw cards without using energy. The way you draw cards without producing energy is by using Shenron. So you can just simply send them to rest and then play the Bora from the drop area, negate something, and then draw a card. So yeah, pretty much that's how the deck works. The Mercenary Tower was supposed to be played on your opponent's turn because you do have 3 heirlooms. and then you can negate something on their turn, negate something on your turn. Yeah, so the deck pretty much vomits a bunch of vanilla battle cards, as well as cards such as this to be able to put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and then using very few energy so that you have some form of defense on your opponent's turn. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was the spoiler gameplay for the Goku from the Dragon Ball series. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace.